Whether you're building a home or building an office, you have plans, you have specs, you have people that work on that. And with a retirement plan, we need to do the same thing.
And welcome into Financial Focus, brought to you by the best of the best in financial services, as named by the readers of the Lake City Reporter, 11 straight years and running the team from Gulf Coast Financial Services. Founder and CEO John Kuykendall here with us, as always, keeping us financially focused, kicking off another edition of the program with your financial tip of the week.
Well, that's right, Peter. And one of the hardest things that people have to understand when they retire is that we have to create our own retirement paycheck. During our retirement, our working life, every 2 weeks, once a month, every week, we get paid, however it is. And that check comes in and we learn to live on it. In retirement, we're paying ourselves. And one of the things that we need to do when we work up our financially focused income plan is figure out how we're going to get sustainable, predictable income coming in to create a paycheck to meet our needs. And then we'll take a draw out of our investments for our wants. But that's the thing today is make sure that you've got a retirement income plan on how you're going to get paid.
It's kind of a yin and yang balance there, right, John? And it flips when we retire, is that during our working career, the paycheck supports our ability to invest. And then in retirement, our investments must support our ability to have a paycheck.
That's right. That's right, Peter. It's kind of, during the accumulation process, which is your working years, and then we have the distribution. And how we do the distribution will determine the kind of retirement that we're going to have and how long it's going to last.
Well, again, your financial tip of the week brought to you by John Kuykendall, founder, CEO there at Gulf Coast Financial Services. For more great tips and to get your financially focused written retirement income plan put together or reviewed and updated, visit them there at Gulf Coast Financial Services, gulfcoastfinancial.net, gulfcoastfinancial.net, or give a call 386-755-9018. So, John, the theme of today's program, how building your financial plan is actually like a construction project.
That's right, Peter. Whether you're building a home or building an office, you have plans, you have specs, you have people that work on that. And with a retirement plan, we need to do the same thing. We have to have a strong foundation, and we know that we're building it intentionally and how it's going to last during retirement.
And John, you don't start just going out and laying your first brick blindly or hammering some boards together. First and foremost, you have that plan. You have a blueprint.
Well, sure, Peter. This isn't some comedy show. We're working on how we're going to retire, and it has to be done logically, and it has to be done systematically. I mean, every phase has to be included. If we skip a phase or we skip a process, then our retirement plan is weak and it isn't going to be strong enough to hold us during retirement.
And
We have to have a blueprint.
the blueprint's going to help you define your goals, picture what you envision. You already mentioned, John, starting with the foundation. That is the first thing, whether it's a home or a skyscraper. If the foundation is not in place, that structure is not going to stand the test of time. And you start with your end goal, the vision, but then you sort of reverse engineer the process and work out all the fine details in construction.
Well, that's right, Peter. The blueprint that we're going to use to build our retirement plan is our financial plan. It's the financial income plan that shows us how much money we're going to need, how we're going to get it, and shows us the shortfall by looking at our pensions and our guaranteed money, Social Security, and then how much we're going to need in retirement just to live day to day. So we define our goals and our lifestyle, and then we work towards a common goal, eliminating guesswork. You can't just say that we're gonna. I like the commercial where one guy's got a plan, and the other guy, they say, "How are you going to?" He says, "Well, I'm just going to kind of wing it and pray that I can make it, and maybe it'll all work out."
Yeah.
It isn't going to happen.
No. Eliminate the guesswork, right? That's what the plan does. And then once we have that vision in mind and detailed, we've created
Mhm.
that blueprint. Then we work backwards, right? We reverse engineer the
Right.
product, start with income, and John, leaving gaps always is structurally unsound. So we're going to measure twice and cut once on things.
That's right, Peter. We're going to know what our budget is. We're going to know how much money we need each month to live. We're going to plan as best we can for the contingencies, new car, when we're going to have that, vacation plans, what we're planning on doing there. And then we're going to work the foundation through and make sure that our guaranteed income, the income that we have from Social Security, pensions, annuities, life insurance, all the money that we have coming in that somebody's paying us is is going to be set up to cover that, and then we work on the shortfall.
And testing assumptions before executing on things. John, you've got to test those variables to make sure that you are building on that firm foundation. And most of the time, the plumber is not the electrician, is not the painter, is not the drywaller. You've got a general contractor, but specialist. And the parallel for our financial planning, the lawyer is not the accountant, is not the financial planner. And sometimes you can have certain professions under one roof, but generally different strategic specialists in each area.
Well, you have to have somebody coordinating the whole plan and looking at the whole build. You don't want the CPA doing the bathroom and the lawyer doing the bedrooms. I mean, that's not going to work because they're not going to fit. So what we have is we have the financial advisor who is a general contractor. And then he subs out the taxes to the CPA, the legal, the legacy planning to the lawyer, and then anyone else that's helping us in this build that we have to coordinate.
And when you are coordinating those, John, you know when and where each professional is needed to complete the plan. But bringing those all together, even if you had the best professionals in each respective fields, if they're not communicating, you're not getting the most out of your plan.
No, Peter, and you know that's the case. When you without those plans and you've got the plumber working on his own, the pipes aren't going to fit where they need to fit. You know, the electrician can't put plugs and lights wherever they want to. You
I,
have to have a plan.
I've seen this before in these viral videos where like the electrician comes in after the plumber and they're like, this guy put things where they didn't weren't supposed to go, or they've drilled all the way through like the support beams and studs to make
Yeah.
things fit that should, like, they did not have the forethought and coordinate and communicate clearly the ultimate goal of the plan.
Well, that's right. It kind of reminds me of that Tom Hanks movie. I can't remember Money
Money
Pit.
pit, money
Yeah,
pit.
Money Pit. The contractor was always saying 2 weeks, 2 weeks. But you know, it you can't have a situation like that, Peter. And you know, the thing is that the plan is going to last you the rest of your life, and it's going to be updated. It's going to be current. We're going to, as we make changes or change orders in construction, we're going to incorporate those in the plan. If you decide that you want to finance a child's education, then we're going to be able to put that in the plan and tell you whether we can or whether we can't and how it's going to affect your plan.
And
It's a living, breathing document.
there's an old saying, when when all you have is a hammer, every job looks like a nail, right? One tool is not a solve all for every job that needs to be done in construction and in your financial life.
Well, if that was the case, I wouldn't have to make 10 trips to Lowe's to fix the toilet. I mean, you know, come on. That's part of the thing is you know it's going to take more than one trip. You got to have more than one person working on this. And it's a coordinated effort with the advisor putting together the plan and then getting the other players, the subcontractors, working within the plan so that we all do what we've got to do. You know, we got to have permits and approvals. And so as we go forward, we have to meet certain codes, we have to meet certain requirements, we have to be diversified in our finances. We have to have a plan that's going to show us what happens if the market goes down. If the market goes up, that's great, but the market doesn't always go up. So when the market's down, how do I get my money? How am I going to live? And how's this going to last? This house has got to last us a long time. Unfortunately, this is the one house we get.
Mhm.
When we retire, we have one house. It's not like we can sell this thing in 3 weeks or 3 years and move somewhere else. It's our plan, and it's got to last us for 30, 35 years, hopefully. So we need to make sure that it's solid, it's firm, and everything has been included, and you have the people in place that you need to in place to make sure that we've got it going.
You mentioned those permits and approvals, John, the building codes, the
Yes.
plumbing codes, the electric codes. Those are the two examples I can think of. They have changed significantly since, say, the 1950s and 1960s. You would not want your home built under the standards and codes today that were the same codes for the 1950s. Just like that, the laws and requirements on certain financial vehicles and retirement accounts, the Social Security rules and deductions and tax brackets, those change as well. Your plan has to keep up with those things. And kind of like your home, even when it's paid off, you still have to pay for taxes and insurance. Those costs are also not going to go away in your financial life either.
Well, that's true, Peter. If you think about it, in the last 5 years, we've gotten the Secure Act, the Secure Act 2, the oh great big beautiful bill. All of those have made changes to retirement when I take my money out, when I have to take my money out, how I pass my money on. All those things have made changes, and there's more coming as we move forward. Social Security, Medicare, other things that we take for granted today are going to have to change, and we have to be on top of that.
Well, just like building a house or a building, the construction process for your financial plan takes vision. It does take structure, support, stability, the right tools. It needs inspections, and you need to test it and troubleshoot it. You need to have an experienced, qualified professional helping you, and then ongoing routine and regular maintenance are going to be part of it. The stronger your foundation, the better your plan is, the more it can support,
Yeah.
the higher you can build. John, we all want that custom built with all of the knickknacks, all of the cabinet doors and drawers and handles exactly
Yeah.
the way that we want them. But we've got to have the vision to plan that out. And that comes with having a strong foundation and a well thought through plan. That's exactly why you call it the financially focused written retirement income plan. That is kind of the blueprint for retirement.
That's right, Peter. And you got to remember, our tools are changing every day because of the computer, because of AI, and all the changes. Not only are the regulations changing, but the tools we have available to us to make that plan even better, they're improving. And so we have to rework that plan. We have to work that plan up to make sure that we're current and make sure that we have what you want to do. Build like it's just like building a house. We have to have a strong plan. We have to use the right tools, and we have to build it right because we're going to have to enjoy it for the rest of our lives. And so we just want to make sure that that financially focused income plan is done properly and that you understand that it's subject to change as the conditions change. And we have to do that. We have to have maintenance on it because just like a house, we can't build a house and then never do anything to it. The toilet's going to change, it's going to flood or whatever if we don't fix things along. And so we have to do that with the financially focused income plan also.
John, what kind of things are you talking to your clients about maintaining and continuing to update within their plans?
Well, taxes are one big thing. I mean, we're always looking at how the taxes are changing, how they're affecting our plan, how our income is affecting our Medicare, and also how much of our Social Security is taxed. We're also looking at changes in RMD. How can I gift money away through qualified charitable contributions and have it count for my RMD, but not count for income? Things like that, Roth conversions. We're looking at moving money out of the taxable into the non-taxable so that we have more flexibility in retirement.
Well, that's why you need to have that blueprint, have that plan in place, continue to update and maintain it. Ladies and gentlemen, that is your financially focused written retirement income plan. If you'd like to get yours put together or review and update your plan, pick up the phone, give GulfCoast Financial Services, John Kuykendall, a call, 386-755-9018, 386-755-9018. GulfCoast Financial Services, best of the best in financial services, 11 straight years and running as named by the readers of the Lake City Reporter. Give them a call and find out why. 386-755-9018, 386-755-9018. John, always appreciate you keeping us financially focused.
Thank you, Peter. Great being here, and I hope we'll have another good tip next week.
Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and tune in for more financial focus by visiting GulfCoastFinancial.net. The information presented on this program is provided for informational purposes only, without warranty of accuracy, completeness, or suitability for a particular purpose. This program is not intended to be and does not constitute financial, investment, legal, or tax advice. This information is general in nature and not specific enough to be construed as advice. You should not make any decision based on the information presented on this program without independent consultation with an appropriately licensed professional or competent advisor. Investment in securities or the market involves a potential risk for loss of principal. Trading, therefore, may not be suitable for all listeners. Annuity guarantees are based solely on the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing company. Withdrawals of growth from annuities may be taxable as ordinary income in the year it is taken. Individuals should review contracts for specific details of the product's features and costs. Early withdrawals may subject the owner to penalties, fees, or taxes. John Kuykendall is registered with and securities are offered through Kovac Securities, Inc., member FINRA SIPC, found online at www.kovacsecurities.com. Advisory services are offered through GulfCoast Financial Services, Inc., a registered investment advisor in Florida. GulfCoast Financial Services, Inc. is not affiliated with Kovac Securities, Inc. or Kovac Advisors, Inc. Past performance is not indicative of future results. All investing involves risk. Investment decisions should be based on your own goals, time horizon, and tolerance for risk. Due to various factors, including changing market conditions and/or applicable laws, the content may no longer be reflective of current opinions or positions. GulfCoast Financial Services, Inc. has been named as Best of the Best since 2015 in the category of Best Financial Advisor in the Lake City, Florida area. The award was based on receiving the most votes in this category from a survey offered and tabulated by the Lake City Reporter. No direct or indirect compensation was provided to the Lake City Reporter and/or any raters, and the award is not contingent on future direct or indirect compensation offered to the newspaper and/or raters. Portfolio performance is not a criterion, and voting is open to any readers of the newspaper.